Hi everyone, my name is Ariela Rodriguez. I am 29 years old and I am currently living in Riverdale, New York, and I am working as a full-time psychotherapist. I am a proud Latina and I will soon be a first-time author. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you who have been here before, as you know, I've used this channel to share my love of cooking and baking, and I've openly shared with you all my history with emotional eating. But now I am venturing into a whole new territory, so I'm here to share with you all my newest project in releasing and publishing my first book ever. So this is a nonfiction book, and I would say it's an unfiltered testimony about my spiritual journey, about my faith journey, my walk with God up until this point. And I center it on one of the biggest struggles that I've had throughout my life, and I definitely think you can categorize it as an addiction. And I talk about how God really played a role throughout that. I really expose parts of myself in this book. I mean, naturally, it is a nonfiction book. It is a book about my life, but I really go in depth about a lot of things that might shock people, people who've known me throughout my life. And a lot of the things that I will be sharing, they don't even know. Close family, close friends. So I'm really giving you an in-depth look on what I've gone through, my thought process, the psychological warfare that I really was battling. And I share the reality of what happens when shame becomes the lens you see your life through. I think what's relatable about this book are the ups and downs that I share, because I know that we've all been there. And we've all had our fair share of struggles, whether we've overcome those struggles or we're still currently dealing with them. And I especially wanted to share those ups and downs because I realized that throughout the years, I portrayed myself as someone who has it all together. And I wanted people to know that being your true self involves being open and honest with what you struggle with. And for me, that has really included my relationship with myself, with food, and my body. And I couldn't share that story without talking about my relationship with God, which at many times throughout my life has been extremely complicated. And I share that. I talk about moments where I'm confused and really angry with God, and moments where I really believed God did not love me, that I was not worthy of love in general, but especially His. So I am equally excited and nervous to share very intimate parts of myself, my childhood, intimate relationships that I've had, many insecurities that I've dealt with, my sexuality. It's all there. And this is really an invitation for you to join me on my journey, because I know you all have your own. But I really wanted to show this process of coming to the end of myself, a process that I know we all eventually come to, and finally understanding what the eternal solution is for pain, for what I've gone through, and for what I will go through. And I didn't want to keep that to myself. I wanted to impart that to people that I know, people that I don't know, so that their lives can be transformed just like my life has been transformed. I had always had this desire to write a book, but I just never knew what it was going to be about. I didn't know when I was going to write a book. but it was 3 years ago, almost exactly. It was at a point in my life where I was really trying to connect with God and really try to understand what a personal, intimate relationship with Him entailed. And I remember, if you're a social worker or a therapist, you know the struggle. I really was stressed out and I just really needed a mental day. So I took the day off of work and I just wanted to be alone. Just wanted to be alone with myself, no TV, I had no distractions. I just was in my room and I just wanted to be alone with God and just talk to Him about what I was going through, why I was stressed out, all those things. And throughout that day, I mean, He really started downloading things into my heart and really heavily said, not audibly, but had that idea in my head that just popped out of nowhere, I need you to write a book. And it wasn't foreign. I knew that was something I had always wanted to do, but at that point, His timing is so perfect. At that point, I knew exactly what I wanted this book to be about. And I just took a piece of paper. All these chapters were coming out of my head and I just wrote it all down. I mean, I had the whole format and layout pretty much done within a couple hours. So that's really where it all started. So where I am in the editing process, as of right now, I am collaborating with my publisher. And I have gone the self-publishing route just because I really wanted to accomplish my own vision and the vision that God gave me. But I have to be honest with you, it has not been glitz and glam. In the beginning, I had no idea what I was doing at all. I didn't know anyone in the industry. I didn't know anyone close to me that had published a book. I had no connections. But I knew that if God asked me to do this, that He was going to guide me through the whole process to completion. So I just did my research. I found people in the industry that I could ask questions from. I got connected actually with a coworker who published a children's book, and I gained a lot of knowledge about the publishing process. So even though it was different genre, she really helped me sort of ask specific questions when I was looking at certain publishing companies. And really I prayed. I prayed a lot. I was just very honest. God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what the next step is. I don't know which publishing company I should be looking at. And He really guided me through it. I looked into Christian authors, books that I've read, authors that I've been inspired by, and just looked at the publishing companies that they have their books in and, just asked a whole boatload of questions. But now I finally just submitted my final manuscript to my publisher about 2 weeks ago. So at this point, now they go in and evaluate the content of my manuscript just to make sure there's nothing in there that I could get sued for. That's a good thing. And then after that, they go through and edit in terms of sentence structure, punctuation, grammar. And then we get to the fun stage where we actually do design and layout. That's going to be a great time. So I'm looking forward to that. But as a word of encouragement for anyone that has been given a word from God to complete something, it definitely feels scary and at times feels like you don't know what you're doing, but know that God does. And as long as you stay partnered with Him, He will not only guide you through the entire process, but it will be completed and it will be a success. So that's it for now. Stay tuned to hear more about my process from publishing to actually releasing my book. I have some more videos coming your way that I plan on filming this week, so stay with me, and I'm just honored that you're even watching right now. I love you guys so much, and God loves you so much more. I'll see you guys soon.